Hey everybody, Kevin Scorsone here. I am the manager of political engagement at the North Carolina Nurses Association. Today I'm joined by Mary Graff, who is an MSN, RN, NEA-BC, and the past president, one of our past presidents of NCNA. So Mary, thanks for joining us on the call today and talking about ways that we think will make virtual advocacy possible here in the next few months while we deal with this pandemic.
So Chris, thanks so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here and to be able to talk with you and all of our members about NCNA and perhaps what we can do to strengthen our advocacy efforts and to make sure that we are taking care of the nurses within North Carolina. So first and foremost, I'd like to say to all of my nursing colleagues who are out there in the field every day across the state, we are thinking about you every day, those of us that are retired. We are so appreciative of all of your efforts. You are truly heroes, as you know. Every day on the news, they talk about it. And you just have all of our respect, all of our prayers, and all of our support as you continue to provide care to the North Carolinians who are our patients and families. So anyway, so Kevin and I have been talking about what can we do in this new era where many of us simply go to work and come home and that's all we do, or stay home if we're not working. There's little opportunity to have in-face meetings with legislators or other people, but we still have to make sure that our voices are heard, because our voices are really, really important. So some of the things that we're thinking about doing is, number one, making sure that all 7,000 of our members are signed up to get their text alerts from NCNA and from ANA when legislative issues come to the forefront. And I will tell you that I've been signed up for this notification now for several years, and it's the easiest way I know of to be active. And it's absolutely essential that they hear our voices. So you'll be receiving a link via email after this call. And I hope that if you do get that link, that you will click on it and you will register so that in the future, when we send out a notice to all legislators that we want to be coming from our membership, that you'll be able to take advantage of that link and send your message within a matter of minutes. Truly, it just takes just such a short amount of time and off your message goes. And I will tell you that in my experience, I hear back from the senators and the House of Representatives on the national level and also at the state level. When I do use this methodology, I get a response back from their staff, letting me know that they've gotten my message and that they've heard it. So it's effective. It can really amplify our message significantly, and it's not difficult. So please, if you get the link to sign up for the notifications, please do that, and that will help a great deal. The other thing that Kevin and I have been talking about is this great new idea that he's had as our director of professional or development, political engagement, I'm sorry, not professional. As the director of our political engagement, Kevin has come up with the great idea that we should have PAC ambassadors in every region. Right. And so he is currently working with the regional engagement coordinators to recruit people for these positions. Mm-hmm. This person will take a leadership role on the regional level to engage those region members in political activities such as fundraising, writing campaign letters for people that we support who are running for office, or writing to our legislators to inform them about issues. So if you are in a region and you think that this would be something that you would like to do, this is a nice way to become engaged in political advocacy for nursing and for your organization. And it's not difficult. So please think about that and reach out to your regional engagement coordinator if this is something that interests you.
right now is a great time to get involved with it. And I hope a lot of people do, because the legislators need to hear our voice right now. And the more people we have willing to help out in any terms of virtual advocacy will go a long way. So like Mary said, reach out to your RECs, or you can find my email online if you want to talk to me about it in more detail. That would be great. Kevin Scorsone at NCNURSES.org. Feel free to email or call me and we'll talk about that. But like Mary said, the more people we get, the better, and it'll surely make an impact.
Great. It's a good thing. It's a great thing that we're doing. So one of the other things I'd like to share with everyone is that recently Dennis Taylor, the president of NCNA, and Tina Gordon, our CEO, testified in front of the North Carolina General Assembly House Select Committee on the COVID virus. And they presented results of a survey that we did with our membership. Now, they surveyed our members to ask about PPE to see what kind of feedback we would get. We had about 354 respondents to that survey. And of those respondents, 59.9% said they were struggling to have enough PPE in their daily care environments. 21% were unsure, and only 20% said they had sufficient PPE resources. So Tina and Dennis, as they testified before these House members down at the North Carolina General Assembly, shared that information with them. Also made recommendations to the General Assembly that they should, support the national effort to expand the Defense Act so that we would have more supplies coming forward. Encourage them to reconsider the SAVE Act, which would provide additional resources to everyone in terms of access to care, and did a nice job of representing NCNA. So even though the legislature's not in session and currently is probably not coming back until late August, we have taken every opportunity that has been afforded to us to be there in person and to make an impact on these legislators. So that's just one more way that NCNA is supporting you in the area of political advocacy. And finally, the only other thing I would add is that if you are an ANA, NCNA dual member, which many of you I know are, I would encourage you also to check the ANA website, nursingworld.org, frequently. They are doing great things on behalf of nursing across the country, and that includes everyone here. They've recently, the American Nurses Foundation has partnered with Hilton and American Express to provide 1 million free hotel rooms for medical providers across the country. They have a fund that Johnson & Johnson and the American Nurses Foundation are building to send financial support to nurses on the front lines. So, your organization, both at the national level and at the local level, is really trying to do its best to advocate for you, the nurse in the field. And I hope you recognize that.
And I think too, I know a lot of people know of my situation. My wife is an emergency room nurse here in North Carolina, obviously. And, I think it's important for people not to realize that the issue for PPE and those types of things, it isn't overblown. A lot of these facilities need PPE, and it's becoming a dire need in a lot of situations. So the more that legislators and people hear about this, the better it'll be. And that's how easy, like you said earlier, that's the importance of phone to action and being signed up for our text messaging system. If you just go and click on a button to sign up, and ANA did a great piece about PPE that NCNA resent out to the people that we have enrolled in text messaging. And it's that simple, just to get that message out there so more people can hear it. It's so important.
But I think, Kevin, you shared with me that only less than 1,000 of our members are signed up for text to action, right?
Correct. Only 751 to be exact.
Okay, so we need the other 6,300 of you to join the party.
Yeah.
Join the party, sign up for text to action, because it's a simple no-brainer way for you to be involved. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not time consuming, and it's effective. I promise you it is.
And that's another great point. If you want to be involved in our virtual advocacy push, and I'm so happy you were able to join us for this call, because Mary is an absolute all-star when it comes to our legislative advocacy, and how she helps me every Tuesday on Jones Street when we're in session down there. So it's great to have her here. But if you want to help us with the virtual advocacy, but you're so busy at work or with your family that you can't take an extremely active role, this is a way to get involved. Just sign up for our phone to action through the text program, because then everything we do through phone to action in these next few months, you'll know about, and you'll have the opportunity to sign up and let your voice be heard that way. And even though it might not seem like much, it's going to make such an impact on what we're trying to do for these next few months while we're social distancing, but also for the future. If we get more people involved in phone to action, involved in the text program, that's a way that for the future NCNA can continue to grow and make a bigger impact.
Right. And so the other thing is, we just, as a reminder, we have elections coming up this fall, 2020 elections, and they're important. So, please, 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 I'm begging each and every one of you, make sure you vote and talk to your colleagues and talk to your family. Explain to your family the importance of voting and supporting legislators that support nursing. I think that's about all that I had to share, Kevin. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
So I think that for the next few weeks, you might be seeing or hearing from Mary and I a little bit more than you're used to. Look, session is right around the corner here within the next 10 days or so. We don't know how long or what is going to actually take place during session at the NCGA. But from our organizational standpoint, we don't plan to stop advocating for nurses, whether they are in session or they're not in session. This is the time of year that Mary and I are used to being down on Jones Street, advocating and trying to help out all nurses. So we don't plan on stopping just because of the current situation we're in. We believe that through phone to action, through little Skype or Zoom podcast or whatever you want to call this call we're doing, and email and writing letters and just letting our voice be heard, that can make a significant impact for what we're trying to accomplish. And although we can't be there face-to-face in person with legislators and their legislative aides and their staffs, we don't think that that's a reason for us to stop working on what we want to accomplish. And every day I go to work, I'm so proud to represent the nurses of this state and to represent this organization, because it really means a lot to me. And, that's why Mary and I are here trying to continue to advocate during these tough times, because we believe that it's important.
Right. And then also, let's not forget, Kevin, that we're talking about maybe collecting some nursing stories.
Oh, good point.
In the future, we're hoping maybe to be able to interview some of you that are out there in the field and hear firsthand what your experience has been. And then our goal would be to perhaps collect these stories and then share them in a video format, or even just textual format, to share that with legislators as we go forward with our advocacy efforts.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So if you are interested in sharing a story, it can be a personal story, it can be a story about a nurse how a nurse has effectively impacted your life. We would love to hear these stories. If you want to share them on social media, you can do so on our Instagram page or on our Facebook page. If you're not comfortable with that and you would like to send it more anonymously or on a one-on-one type of basis, feel free to email me. Again, it's kevinscorsone@ncnurses.org. You can do so there, or you can give me a call and we can talk about it. Like Mary said, if you want to send out what you have written, that would be phenomenal, because I'm keeping track of everything that comes in, so we can use to send in some type of information to the legislators, or use throughout NCNA to share these great stories. But also we want to try to get some people here with Mary and I to talk about it, get you interviewed, and to discuss how great of an impact and how serious this situation is. So yeah, please do so. We're starting to advertise that, but this is a good place to hear about it. So please get those stories out to us. Your story deserves to be told, and we'll do a good job of telling it so that people hear us loud and clear.
Yep. Thanks, Kevin. I think it's a great plan.
Thanks so much, Mary. I appreciate you taking time to chat with me, and
You're welcome.
I hope you're staying safe and healthy, and hopefully we do this again soon. So
yeah,
thanks.
that would be great. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.